is the deal, everybody? What is the deal, everybody? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody out there. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Look, we got a lot to get into today. Y'all already know. Everybody right now is up in arms. Everybody is hating the Raiders right now, bro. I get it. I understand. I'm not really there just yet. But listen, you guys know how we do, man. We don't cook unless there's over 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother, Wasted, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Am I muted? Yo, am I muted, y'all? Am I muted? Yo, y'all hear me? Nicholas Dewey said, fire Pete Carroll trader. You tripping, bro. Yo, am I muted? No, I'm good. No, I'm good. Oh, appreciate y'all. Salute, bro. Salute, yo. Salute to everybody in chat. But you know we don't cook unless it's 100 in the room, y'all. My dog, Jordan Robinson, is in the place. My guy, Anthony, is in the place. Stephen Hilton is in the place. Bob Stannard is in the place, yo. Oh, my God. James Williams is in the place. Bruce Billions, the great and powerful, is here. Dominique 5 is in the place. My dog, Hug D's, is in the place. The mod father, the mod God, man, is in the place, man. But get wasted with your brother, Wasted, man. My dog, Mr. Cold-Blooded. And we got over 100 in the room. You already know, right? What's going on, young school? The Java content provocateur. Jaden IV is looking good to me right now. Oh, you got to chill, bro. Have to chill, bro. He grew up in Vegas with 21 brothers and sisters. Very humble. Bro, anybody that grows up with that many brothers and sisters, bro, better be more than humble, bro. Oh, my God, yo. He could, yeah, but you got to chill with the whole, you know, whatever. With salute. Rest play with. Yo, he said, me and the RZA look nothing alike, bro. Listen, y'all got to stop saying that I look like every rapper from the 90s, bro. Every brother from the 90s. This is crazy right now, man. Yeah, the presses are filler at this point, yo. You know what I'm saying? But look, we got to get into some content over here, yo. We in the place to be. Jamba Juice is in the place to be. And look, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. You know, I see what you guys are asking in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Be honest with you. I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But look, bro, salute to the guys, man. It's all love. It's always gonna be all love for my end, bro. I ain't got no problem with nobody, bro. Salute to everybody that was in the one of the great groups in this Raider YouTube thing. Salute to them, bro. Salute. You know what I'm saying? Salute the Hammer, salute the Grab, salute the, especially my guy Mike and Andy. I just spoke to Andy yesterday, actually. You know what I'm saying? I spoke to Hammer. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro, it's all love. But listen, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. This ain't nothing to talk about. It's no controversy over here. It's to me, it's, you know, it is what it is, right? So, but the thing is, yo, look, man, I want everybody to win, and that's what we gonna keep doing over here, yo. But y'all already know, man. Yo, so yo, listen, bro. Look, the My Vid clan is being fruitful and multiplying. But listen, y'all. What we gonna do, we gonna keep moving this thing forward, baby, because yo, the season is bad right now. Some of the answers that we're getting from Pete Carroll are not great. They're not great, man. It's not. It's not great. Oh yeah. Now look, man. Yeah, the JT thing is happening. There's some other things going on behind the scenes for me that, you know, we gonna keep rolling, man. We gonna keep rolling, bro. Listen, this is the thing about the content thing, and I'm gonna say this before the show starts. I feel like I have to, right? I love doing this. It feeds my soul, but it don't feed my family. So this for me is essentially a hobby that is turned into something else, right? But I'm serious about it. Serious about it. I love doing it. And that's how I'm gonna roll. You know what I'm saying? That's how I've always rolled with this. But y'all gotta make sure y'all pay them bar tags. But we just gonna keep rocking and rolling, bro. Like, Look, man, I'm a fortunate and blessed man, yo. I have some beautiful children, bro. I have a beautiful, supportive, and great wife. You know what I'm saying? I have a wonderful family, bro. Wonderful family. My mother's still alive. My brothers and sisters are healthy. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot in this life. You know, I got, a couple cribs, like, yo, I'm good. Wasted talent is good, bro. And I have a career that spans over 25 years, right? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to this Raider shit, it's something that I like to do, but it's not like, bro, at the end of the day, I'm gonna be honest with you, I could just stop doing this shit tomorrow and nothing changes about my life. Nothing. Like real shit. The mortgage still gonna get paid. The note for the Beamer gonna get paid. It is what it is, bro. The other mortgage gonna get paid. The one that's out there. Look, I don't put too much of my shit out there. Wasted talent is fine. You know what I'm saying? And it's something that I love to do, and I'm gonna continue to do it. And I want to just make sure that everything is in perspective here, bro. Like football and YouTube and all this shit, right? It's important, but it's not everything, right? It's not everything. And like with me, with the way I'm going about this, right, going forward, and the way I've always gone about it, yo, I'm just gonna come on here. We gonna talk shit. We gonna have a good time. We gonna do our thing over here, bro. And if you tap in with me, you tap in with me, bro. You know? But yo, the wasted one is cool. And salute to everybody. Love all y'all. You know what I'm saying? And in real rap, yo, salute to my guys, man. Because when I started in this because, like, yo, I wasn't even gonna start doing no podcasts and shit. I was just, I popped up on Bruh's show. We had a conversation. I started my podcast. All the guys that were the guys who had motion in this worked with me initially, and bro, shit kind of took off. And bro, not for nothing, man. Bro, salute to Graf, man, for opening his audience up to me. Salute to that man, bro. He's a good guy, bro. He's a good guy. He supported a lot of people in this. You know what I'm saying? He's a great person, bro. I would never ever dog dude out, and you know what I'm saying. I would never do that, bro. And it's not even no beef, bro. We grown men though. We do, you know what I'm saying. Sometimes, yo, we go in different directions and stuff. And that don't mean that it ain't going to be that way in the future. It's just, yo, we grown men. Sometimes, yo, you got to do what's best for you, right? Like, and it's like this shit right here. For me, it's going to remain the same. But for bro, like, he got to do what he got to do, man. It's his business. And you know what I'm saying? I have no, like, I'm rooting for bro. If there's any way I can help, I'm there. Nothing happened, bro. I just want y'all to know that. So please, going forward, I won't address it. I'm not going to say nothing about it because it's not a problem. I can never have a problem with somebody who helped me along with this podcast and shit, because it's something that really, to be honest with you, has really helped my mental. It's helped my mental because, like, bro, when we really think about it, right? Like, man, for me, I've always been a pot, like, and it's a lot of people that be in my chat that grew up in the hood with me. Some people went to high school with me that watch my show. They know I always been that motherfucker. I'm that guy at work. I'm just, that's me. You know what I'm saying? It's me. Everywhere I go, I'm successful, right? But the thing is that when you're successful and you do a lot for people and you support your family, and you go to work and you bust your ass and you work 60, 70 hours a week for 20 something years, you don't always pour into yourself like that. You don't pour into yourself and you don't have an outlet. This is a great outlet for me because I love the Raiders. It's my favorite thing to do is to watch the game. Football was a love of mine, right? And then I get to talk to Raider fans in New Jersey. Bro, and then, yo, it's like, bro, every day it's like a therapy session, bro. Yo, every day it's a therapy session, bro. I love it, man, and I appreciate y'all. The Beast Coast is always in the place, bro. And dog, the Raiders are doing so bad that this shit ain't fun no more, bro. This shit, like, bro, like for real, man, it's hard to do this because, like, this shit, like I said the other day, like, yo, a lot of us live and die with this shit. A lot of us, bro. Like, a lot of people try to act like they are like super into the Raiders, bro. But let me tell you something, bro. There's only a few guys that love this shit, that love this team. You know what I'm saying? Like, and bro, I'm gonna tell you something. I happen to be one of them. You know what I'm saying? And we all sick and tired of being tired. And you know, we're gonna get into some of the stuff that went on with Pete. No, and bro, listen, you guys are mentioning other people, right? You mentioned in chat sports and this and that, bro. Salute to all them cats, bro. Salute to them because they put content on. I don't necessarily have to agree with what people do or their views, but that's why I got my own fucking channel. Like real shit. That's why I got my own channel, right? I got my own channel so I can talk my shit and give my opinion, and you guys can take it and you can do what you're going to do with it. But that's why I have a channel. I can't worry about what them guys down the dial are doing, right? But yo, this is supposed to be fun, and it's not fun right now, bro. This is supposed to be fun, and there's a lot going on in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's not fun right now, bro. And this is supposed to be something that should be, right? Football should be fun, and the Raiders should be an outlet, and it should be fun, bro. It's not fair to the fan base, bro, to have to. I don't know, man. It's almost like, you know, the fan base has to have this like commitment that is not really being, how can I say this, man? A commit, like, bro, the Raiders mantra is commitment to excellence. We expect excellence. We expect excellence, right? Because this is what we were promised. We were promised excellence, bro, a long time ago. We were promised it, bro. And that's why we expect it. And when we don't get it in return, it doesn't make you a bad fan because you're pissed that they're not winning, bro. You're not a bad fan because you're upset about the product on the field. You're not a bad reporter if you're in the peanut gallery and you're trying to ask Pete Carroll a direct question and he gets annoyed. Now, look, what I do want to do is I want to kind of temper down some of the stuff that is getting directed Pete Carroll's way. Because at the end of the day, bro, it's not fair to not give the guy a shot to try to fix it. And the reason why all of us are so pissed is because we didn't expect it to be this way with a guy like him at the helm. So we're shocked and we're dismayed, bro. We are shocked and dismayed. And the one thing that I can find fault with Pete Carroll, right? Like I say to my little brother, right? My actual brother, right? My actual brother. My brother, I'm gonna give you a peek behind the curtain. My younger brother is the most loyal. He is the most loyal dude I know. My brother is super loyal, bro. My brother is so loyal, bro. It's ridiculous. And Pete Carroll, that reminds me of my brother. His loyalty to Geno is respectable. It is respectable. As a man, it's respectable. But as a head coach and as a fan, it's not cool, bro. Because We sign up for a commitment to excellence. And when we expect it, you can't get mad at us, bro. You can't get mad at us when we expect excellence. You can't get mad at us when we question, yo, where's this excellence that we're speaking of? Right? And guess what? When it doesn't happen, because that's football. We understand football. We are savvy fans. We get it. When it doesn't happen, that metric needs to be enforced by the head coach. So this is what I'm looking for. Salute to my guy Bushido Brown, man. Salute, yo. Salute to Terrence J. Salute to Raider News Central. Salute, man. Salute. Salute. Coffee Code TV. Salute. Paper Chase. Salute. Shout out to the 359 of y'all, man. Yeah. Soon to be 400. Get wasted with your brother wasted, right? But you as a content creator, right? Or as a fan, or as a youth, whatever you want to call it, right? Pundit, whatever, right? When you expect excellence, bro, when you expect excellence and you demand excellence from the team, they can't get mad at you. And when you say it's a commitment to excellence, when you say things like compete, all those things, what metric do you hold the rest of the team to when you don't hold the leader of the offense to the same metric? And that is really, to be honest with you, the biggest thing about this show. Why I'm asking, why isn't Pete Carroll changing his ways, man? Like, why? Why is he so stuck in his ways? Why is he not putting Geno on the bench after the second interception? Why? Why? Because this is the thing, right? We are calling for the benching of Geno Smith, right? A lot of us are. But if you sit him down in the middle of the game, right, the narrative is a little different. You stop the bleeding, right? And this is how I feel about it too, right? This string is too long on this sweatshirt. I love this sweatshirt, man. I love all the Roots of Fight stuff. But and guys, everybody's saying Chip Kelly's the problem. Chip Kelly's the problem. Chip Kelly's the problem. People are writing articles about it. People are, it's people behind the scenes that's saying it's Chip Kelly, it's Chip Kelly, it's Chip Kelly. I don't buy that shit. I don't buy it. And you know why? Because this isn't mutually exclusive to this year. What was the main thing everyone said when Geno Smith was signed to the Raiders? He throws too many interceptions. He threw 15 last year. He throws interception in the red zone. He's not good in the red zone, right? People are saying, oh, they were in garbage time. I even said it, right? But this is the thing, right? If we're being honest, just from a wide receiver standpoint, bro, the weapons that Geno Smith had in Seattle are far superior than the one. Now, not Brock Bowers, but when you just talking about, DK Metcalf and Njigba and them guys are dogs. They're top flight receivers. And you still throwing 15 interceptions. And then you're still not completely taking credibility in the way that me as a fan would like to see you take credibility, bro. I need to see you take responsibility. And it's the thing, bro. If you bench Geno in the middle of the game, you bench him in the middle of the game, the narrative is, okay, we're going to bring Geno back out. But those accountability measures were broadcast to the rest of the team. Look, I can't tell you exactly how it is in the NFL locker room because I've never played in the National Football League. But what I do know is I know how to lead a group of men. I've been doing it my whole adult life. I know how to lead a group of men, and I know how it is being in a work environment where people are felt like one person is being treated different than another. That's human nature. That's the nature of the animal kingdom. Like, people don't even realize, right? Like, you know why chimpanzees are so dangerous? When you have multiple chimpanzees, bro, because say for instance, I'm in the zoo, I'm the zookeeper, and there's a story. Joe Rogan talked about it before. Salute to Joe Rogan, right? The zookeeper gave one chimp one thing, he didn't give the other ones the same thing, and they take that shit personal. And the chimps, the other chimps, mauled them because they're thinking like, you motherfucker, you gave him a piece of bread and you didn't give it to me. That's how they feel. And this is a family show. I shouldn't be cussing. Salute to everybody out there. But I know, and I don't have to be in the locker room of the Raiders to know that if Geno Smith is not being held accountable in the same way that everyone else is, like, you tell Jackson Powers Johnson, like, okay, you got to sit because you're not getting the calls right, or whatever the case may be, right? But Geno Smith's allowed to throw that many interceptions without at least being sat down. That is a problem for me. And I think that, us as Raider fans, we see this, right? Then, all right, we 1-4. Pete wants to win. We want to win. We didn't expect for this team to go to the Super Bowl. We talked about this on the last Raider Nation Unlimited, right? We did not expect that. But what we did expect is we respected a certain level of respectable football. This is what we expected. Salute too. And let me get to a couple supers too, man, because I know I don't want y'all to wait. My guy Jordan Robinson, man, became a YouTube member. My dog, man. My dog, Jordan Robinson. My guy, Sir Shy 87 with the $2 slapper Rooney. Wasted, pick one. Pinky, Misty Love, or Carmen Hayes. Oh man, you tripping, bro. You tripping, bro. You are going into a place, a dark period, bro. You tripping. This is a family show, Sir Shot. You're about to get blocked. But look, I will say this because I've actually met Pinky. She's a cool chick, bro. She used to be in Jersey Girls all the time. She used to be in Jersey Girls all the time. Yeah, we used to kick it in there all the time. She good people, man. Salute to Pinky. Y'all don't remember 03 and 09. You be all right. You stupid, yo. Hug these. You know that girl loved you, but she kept kicking you in the nuts. This is the same ish. We are the dude and the Raiders are the chick. Abusive is that? Yeah, this is an abusive relationship we're in. We're like battered women, bro. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, this guy is crazy, bro. This dude is crazy, bro. But at the end of the day, right? They say, I think Chip is kind of the problem, but bro, why are we always looking for this red herring every time the Raiders are bad? Why can't it be an amalgamation of problems, bro? It's not one problem. It's not just Chip Kelly. Every year when the Raiders are bad, bro, every year when the Raiders are bad, it's a red herring. It's either the quarterback, it's either the coach, the offensive coordinator. That last year was Luke Getsy, then he was gone, then it was Antonio Pierce. Then, bro, there's a lot of problems here, bro. Right? But the thing is for me, right? All right, there are problems, but what's the solution? And Hank Schrader says, people listen. The one thing for me, right, that's been constant through all of this, and the guys are going to say this, and I defend Mark Davis all the time. And the reason why I defend Mark Davis is because, dude, as an owner, right? And look, we all know that, like, you know what I'm saying? There's some owners in sports, bro, that don't want to spend money on the team. They're not really trying to win. You know what I'm saying? And then you got some that want to and don't know how to win. As an owner, the only thing that I can ask for as an owner is that you're trying to win, that you're willing to pay people, right? That you have the money to pay them, right? And that you're always striving for excellence, right? Because most owners, and I think the Raider fan base has a little bit of a blind spot because his father was a football guy. He's not, and that's cool, right? Everything that he's tried to do, bro, has been to try to win. Now, am I like some big Mark Davis caper? No, But the thing is, yo, he also could just sit here, right? If we being honest, and just sit back and collect the money. He can go hire Joe Neckbone and let them coach and let this team be bad because he is in a transient city with a stadium in the middle of the entertainment capital of the world, and our games will look like a fucking NFL Europe game. People will just come there just because it's NFL football, bro. They don't care. The visiting fans are coming there. The casinos will buy all of the tickets. He'll own the stadium outright in a few years. He'll have concert after concert there, bro. So the fact that he's striving to win, the fact that he's hiring a headhunting agency, the fact that he went and got, it's just when you make one bad mistake in football, bro, if you make one bad mistake, it doesn't necessarily mean that you weren't trying to win, right? I think the whole purpose of John Gruden, why that was a mistake, and I don't want to go because we kind of been talking about this a lot lately. I want to get off of this subject. The biggest mistake he made with Gruden was giving him that kind of autonomy. That was the big mistake. It wasn't hiring, because John Gruden is a very, very bright NFL mind. He's a super bright NFL mind. But John Gruden needs to be reeled in. The genius to John Gruden was when you had Bruce Allen and Al Davis getting the players, and he had somebody to tell him no. Coaches normally need somebody to tell them no. And that's the thing with Pete Carroll. Let's get back to Pete Carroll. Let's come back to 2025, right? Who's telling who no? That's what we need to figure out. Who's telling who no in the building, right? Who is the one that's spearheading some of this shit? Right? And then whether Mark Davis is a good owner, a bad owner, a terrible owner, we as a fan base don't care. We just want to win. And we want you to live up to the mantras that we have grown up on. Commitment to excellence. Just win, baby. It can't be commitment to mediocrity and just win, maybe. And if you as a fan are not fucking with that, that's your right. Listen, I'm a glutton for punishment. I'm going to be here. I'm going to do my post-game shows, when I'm not working and stuff. I'm definitely going to keep doing those, right? I'm going to be here 6:15, no matter what, right? And I'm going to put out my shorts. I'm going to put out my suit. And I'm going to keep grinding and covering this team because it's something that I love to do, first and foremost. So what you guys need to do is you guys need to find your joy inside this shit. And you're not going to definitely find your joy now. The season might look different in a couple of games. The season might look different in a couple of games. I'm going to say it 3 times. My dog, Hug D's. I'm going to be in a hot dog soaking D's. You stupid. But has Pete lost his fastball? Who knows, right? Who knows? Time will tell. Time will tell. Now, when I think of Pete Carroll, right, I think of Dick Vermeil. And I think of Dick Vermeil's record when he came back to coaching. And I think to some of the things that had to happen for Dick Vermeil to win. Right? Dick Vermeil came back. He returned to the St. Louis Rams in 1997. And his first 2 years with the Rams were abysmal. You know what I'm saying? Like the Rams won 5 and lost 11 in 1997. And then the following season, he went 4-12. But the 1999 season was starting to look bad, right? And then Trent Green went down. And then Kurt Warner started. And everything took off. And they won the Super Bowl. Now, I'm not saying it's going to go that way for us, right? But this reminds me a lot of that same situation, right? An older coach was there for a good time, not a long time, right? Has some talent, built it up. But in today's NFL, right, you get a lot of people, bro, and I see guys on Twitter and stuff like that. And there's a lot of guys that are like, oh, well, why, how come, the Raiders can't turn it around? Look at the Jags. Okay, the Jags beat Kansas City, right? But let's be for real, right? The Raiders with Antonio Pierce beat Kansas City. And the season was okay. But it was because, they caught people at the right time, right? Kansas City, we went in there, we smacked them in the mouth. I think the Jaguars are catching Kansas City at the right time. There are rumors out there, I don't know if y'all heard, that Kansas City is in on Alvin Kamara. Then Rashee Rice can come back, and then things will look a lot different. So you got to look at it from that prism, yo. You have to look at it like that. Like, right now, Jacksonville's the talk of the league because they beat KC on Monday night. But let's see how that works, right? You get some people that say, hey, man, the Raiders got a 74-year-old coach. Why'd they get a 74-year-old coach? What the hell is going on here? And you got to ask yourself something, right? Why the Raiders have a 74-year-old coach? Why you think we got a 74-year-old coach? You think that's how the Raiders went out when they were on their coaching search and they zeroed in on Pete Carroll and they said that was their first choice? Because I know for a fact that's not the case. I know for a fact that's not the case. They settled in on Pete Carroll because they interviewed Ben Johnson, and Ben Johnson took that interview out of his respect for Brady and Spytek, but he had no intentions on coming here with the Raiders. That was a lie. Liam Cohen. Everybody's like, why the Raiders ain't hired Liam Cohen? Because John Spytek and Liam Cohen worked together in Tampa Bay, right? Liam Cohen said, listen, I am not going to be a head coach this year. I'm signing a 3-year deal to finish what I started in Tampa Bay. But then the Jacksonville opportunity popped up and he took it, right? So what's the common denominator? What's the common denominator between Chicago and Jacksonville? What's the common denominator? What's the common denominator with Jim Harbaugh? Why would Jim Harbaugh, people say the Raiders didn't even interview him, they didn't ask him. I don't think Jim Harbaugh wanted to come here this time. I think when we had Derek, he wanted to. Then he was in Michigan. But what's the common denominator? A young QB. Thank the Lord. This is why I have the smartest chat in radio YouTube. What the F is going on here? A young QB. It's hard to sell this job with Aiden O'Connell as your starter. It's fucking hard, bro. Pause the necessary to this crazy. You gotta chill. It's hard to sell this job without an incumbent young QB or the first or second draft pick, bro. Thank you, Anthony. You degenerate. Bro, hey, listen, if I'm a head coach, right, and I might only have one bite at the apple, and it's Aiden O'Connell or fucking Caleb Williams, guess what? I'm going to go coach Caleb Williams. Is it Aiden O'Connell or Trevor Lawrence, who was thought to be generational and taking number one and still is only 26 years old? I'm going to go coach. And then, everybody's like, well, they turned it around. Like, they don't have a lot of talent. Let me tell you something, y'all. The Jaguars are no world beaters, but they do have talent. The Jaguars are no world beaters, but they do have talent. A lot of talent. The wide receivers, they was able to draft Travis Hunter. They took Travis Hunter, right? You got a number one pick defensive end down there. You got Josh Allen. You got some talent in Jacksonville, bro. You got 2 running backs, Bigsby, and you got ATN. You got something to work with if you're an offensive play caller. And then when you talk about a quarterback, people say, well, Trevor Lawrence has been dog shit all of these years. He's terrible. But that is a very, very surface football way to view this shit. It's surface level shit. Because when you look at Trevor Lawrence, you look at any quarterback in this league who is successful, There's not one quarterback in this league that is super successful that doesn't have a dynamic play caller. A dynamic play caller. Oh, Tank was traded to Philly? Whatever. But ATN is still there. So look, this is the thing, right? So now we got to look into what is holding Pete back. So today, right? Today, Pete Carroll explained his process of developing young players, right? And that has to be the metric. I think that Pete lost sight of that. I think Pete wants to win. I think that Pete's been a winner, right? I think that he is a guy who, you know, he's a glass half full kind of guy. You can tell, right? But I think he is a bit delusional, right? I think that going into this season, losing Christian Wilkins is something that no one talks about and is really hurting the Raiders now. And really, if we're being honest, it is something that is hard to overcome. But the main problem that I see is Pete not placing the proper blame on his player, who is Geno Smith. Even today, he pointed the finger in Geno's bad play to Chip Kelly. And it could be possible that Chip Kelly's fucking up. But yo, let's not act like Geno Smith has not been a turnover machine since he's been getting starting minutes. Today, right? Today. And shout out to Jesse Merrick of Silver and Black Sports Network. But he said, we've got to run the football better and more. We're going to continue to work at it and see if we can continue to bring it to life, he said. And he's talking about football. He's not talking about anything else. You guys watch your pauses, right? Did the running game look well? We need to get more of it. That's part of it. It's just mixing football. That's how you do it. We don't want to ever rely on a quarterback to do the whole show and sit in shotgun and throw the football. Never coach that way. And then we've got to make sure we're calling all the best stuff in the best situations he had. And listen, I agree with Pete Carroll 100%, right? Not calling the plays. We got to call them. We've got to make sure to get him in the right spots and give him the best chance to stay out of harm's way. The problem with that logic is, you know, and this is my thing, play calling does not absolve Geno Smith from throwing errant passes and bad passes, bro. It doesn't absolve him for that. It does not. My guy, Buck Nasty, I'm okay with giving grace and growth. But there is no growth. Then I have a massive issue with you also. See, the other first-year coaches are having success, i.e. the Jags, the Pats, the Cowboys, even the Bears with weekly growth. Yo, Dak Prescott is the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Caleb Williams is the quarterback for the Chicago Bears. He's a dynamic young player. Drake May is the quarterback for the New England Patriots. And the Jaguars have #1 pick Trevor Lawrence. You see the common denominator here, bit Buck Nasty? You look, bro. Look. Now more than ever, the National Football League figured something out, right? See, back in the day, and guys, gather around the fire. Gather around, because wasted talent is about to cook. Back in the day, the National Football League was not the juggernaut. It wasn't the #1 sport in America. It was baseball, right? But then in the 80s, the gamblers, you know, the advent of technology moving forward, color television, TV getting better and nicer and stuff like that. Football became America's pastime. And in the 80s and the 90s, they marketed the helmet. They marketed this emblem right here. So it didn't matter who was on the Raiders. You like certain players, but you marketed that helmet. Right? Even when the merger happened, the league was exploding but it got to a fever pitch in like the 80s and the 90s, and it just went over, right? And then the quarterbacks of the National Football League, the Boomer Esiasons of the world, the Dan Marinos, the John Elways, they started the quarterback club, and they started to market themselves. And then the NFL and the NFL Players Association kind of, they got upset. They're like, yo, what the fuck's going on? They had the video games, they had all this stuff, jerseys and stuff, and they merged that with the NFL Players Association, and the league saw how successful they can be by marketing quarterbacks. So when you market quarterbacks, you have to protect them, right? And if you notice, the rules started to change after that. And it was one year, I can't remember whether it was like 1995. It's a bloody year for quarterbacks. I think it was 95. I think like Elway got hurt. Marino, like a bunch of people got hurt. It was one year in the 90s, right? But everybody was getting hurt. I think that was the year Randall Cunningham. I might be putting it all together. Y'all help me out in the chat. But it was a year where a bunch of starting quarterbacks got hurt. And they start changing the way they officiated football from that point. And they started changing the way they paid quarterbacks from that point. And when quarterbacks got paid more than everybody else, if you are an organization and you put more of an investment in one particular position, they are going to protect that investment. And that's really what happened. So now you have a quarterback-driven league with the rules, and everything is skewed towards the QB. And now we are in a situation where the reason why, and I'm going to go all the way back to 20 minutes ago when I got on this damn rant, why Pete Carroll's the coach of the Raiders. Because a lot of the coaches that we wanted, that we thought would do a good job, that were great coordinators, that were young and hip, didn't want to fucking coach here. And now Pete's here. So Pete was the best case scenario, right? Hall of Fame coach, great guy, well respected, Hall of Fame coach, right? Raider fans can't wear those rings he got. We don't give a shit about the USC rings. We don't care about the Seattle rings. We want something right here for us right now. This is what we want. Daniel M., my dog, man. Appreciate you, dog. Wasted. I have mad respect for you guys that make these with this team. It takes your soul when you get like a little back. Yeah, man. It does, bro. Dog. Look, man. We got Pete Carroll because he wanted to be here. And the Raiders, they went through, listen, because if I'm being honest, Ben Johnson wanted to be the Raiders head coach, he probably would be. Like, let's be for real. If Liam Cohen wanted to be with the Raiders, he would be the coach of the Raiders. Don't get it fucked up. They can tell you whatever they want. But Pete wanted to be here. And I'm going to be honest with you. I support him because he wants to be here. And he has been a great coach, but he's not doing the best thing by the team now. And I know that you could say, hey, wait, how could you possibly say that? How the fuck do you know better than a Hall of Fame coach? Because sometimes, bro, when your personal feelings get wrapped up in what you're doing, you can tell there is a great respect and admiration for Gino. There is a great respect for Gino. There was a problem in Seattle. You can tell he is supporting the hell out of Gino. Now, people are trying to blame Chip Kelly, right? And I think that, like I told y'all in the beginning of this episode, if you guys can stay with me, right? There's a piece that Chip Kelly wears too. I think his scheme's a little collegey. I don't like his play calling. I'll tell you that 100%. And that is a part of the problem. But at the end of the day, Chip and Pete, you paid him $6 million American dollars to be an offensive coordinator. You did that. And now you got to live with it. You did that, Pete. But the thing is, you the boss too, Pete. So I don't know what kind of deal they got, whether, whatever. But what I can tell you is this. I support Pete Carroll. But I don't support none of the coordinators. So if that's the change that needs to happen, then let it happen. Tom McMahon has not done a good job. He's been dog shit. This special teams unit has taken a step down in my estimation ever since Tom McMahon walked in that building. Right? I believe that Chip's scheme can be successful in the NFL. Right? We'll pull some numbers up later. I really don't feel like doing that now, right? But Chip was successful in college football, and there's not a, there's a lot separating college and pro because of the hash mark, stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I think Chip Kelly can be successful. But when you have people that are set in their ways, that know the game, all of that, bro, you have to be able to adapt or die in this game. You have to be able to adapt. Hug D's, my dog. Only we will have the highest paid OC with the worst offense. And that's part of the problem. So it's not just Pete. It is not just Gino. It is not just Chip Kelly. It is an amalgamation of bullshit. And what I will tell you is this week, the only thing that's going to make me happy is if Gino goes out there and plays, because now that buys us some time. Maybe we can turn this thing around and make this a respectable season, right? Not a dumpster fire. But I am going to totally lose my shit if Geno Smith comes out and throws an errant interception. He's not sitting on the fucking bench. He got one interception for me. He don't have 2 games. A lot of people saying, well, if he messes up this game, start him against Kansas City and then sit him and then come back after the bye week. No. If Geno Smith throws 1 interception, he needs to sit. And guess what, yo? This week is going to be the real true test of what goes on in Raider Nation, because people are really pissed off, man. And is and salute to my guy Rudy DeVet Russo. I spoke to Rudy today, and he said, he goes, he said, wait, so you know what's crazy? The Titans don't have a big fan base like that. So you're not going to be able to fill that place up with Titan fans. How is that going to look if people are sick and tired of the Raiders and the Titan fans don't fill that stadium up? You might have an empty stadium this week. So, guys, I mean, that's pretty much, me being in a soapbox for almost close to an hour. And I hope you enjoyed it. But, guys, let's get into what happened today. So the Raiders cut Jeff Driscoll, and they signed ex-Commanders first-round pick. The linebacker room got a little light after the Raiders jettisoned Jermaine Pratt. They cut him early this week. He signed with the Colts, which is ironic, but, he had to go back with his guy, Lou Anarumo. They have a connection. Relationships are important in this thing, right? As you guys well see. And, hey, man, that's what happened. And now they went out there and they signed 2 linebackers, actually, right? They signed John Radigan to replace him on the active roster. They also went out and got Jamin Davis to the practice squad. Now, he was a first-round pick for the Commanders, and it didn't really work out, right? And his career stats, 284 total tackles, 108 assists, 176 solo, 8 sacks, 31 sack yards, 1 interception, 6 passes defense, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumbles recovered. In 2021, when he was drafted, he had 76 total tackles, He in 2022 he had 104 tackles. 2023 he had 89. In Minnesota he had 3. He must have not have played much, and in Washington he had 12. So I guess that was the season 2024 where things kind of broke for him. And but Jamin Davis is a guy that, I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember him coming out of Kentucky. He's a Hawaii kid, 6'4", pretty fast. He was on the practice squad for the Jets and the Packers as well. And he was let go by the Jets August the 24th, man. So, this is a guy that, has been a decent player. He's been a starter in this league. To me, it's a win-win for the Raiders, right? It's a young player that they have on their practice squad that they could develop and they could add to that linebacker, bro. I mean, but make no mistake about it. It's not like we went out there and signed Roquan Smith here. Telling you right now, like, I'm not gonna talk about I'll talk about the Titan game tomorrow. We'll talk about it tomorrow, man. My guy Daniel M. You don't get a lot back as a Raider fan. That's why I gotta learn to respectfully disagree, because legit, we are the only ones that are here to hear it. Yeah, bro. Look, and it's the thing, bro. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. It is all good. Like, you look, bro. I'm telling you that I am not going to sit up here and tell y'all that you guys can't, get pissed off at the Raiders, bro. I'm not doing that shit, bro. I don't work for the Raiders, bro. I work for me, right? I have my actual job and I work for me in this shit. And I'm not going to tell y'all that. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to be super negative. I'm not going to come on here and be like, oh, well, there's no way we can. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to find the beautiful pixel in the ugly picture. I just reversed that. You like how I did that, right? But the thing that the Raiders need to do, right? Because I think we would have a couple of more wins, and I don't like to do the if it was a fifth shit. If Geno stops turning the goddamn football over, and it begins and ends there with me. All of these play calls, all of this controversy, all of the stuff with Pete, all the stuff with Chip Kelly, that shit goes away if we're playing a more coherent version of football. And it's not the fact that we losing, because a lot of us had us possibly being 1-4. It's how we lost. It is how we lost. Some of us had us at 2-3. Some of us had at 1-4. A lot of people, they'll tell you, oh, a lot of people had us winning a Patriot game. But there's other people who was like, yo, we're not winning a Charger game. There's people that's like, yo, Washington, that's going to be a tough one. It was an NFC Championship game, right? We all know that the Indianapolis Colts for the Raiders have always been an issue. So I'm not shocked. But, just from the Chicago game, they should have 2 wins right now. Because you cannot turn the football over like that and win, yo. Salute to my dog CGR, man. Go check out my brother Hug D's Customs too, man. And you know what, man? I wanted to let you guys know something, bro. I want to let y'all know something, man. Look, my fitness journey has been crazy, right? Because I've had some issues and stuff, health issues, and now, I'm feeling pretty good, right? And I got back in the weight room and I started, using Men of Order. Men of Order, you guys see it at the bottom of the screen. I am a partner of Men of Order. Salute to all of y'all. And we have a few products that are all natural, supplementation, enhancement for you. If you are into working out, if you're an older gentleman and you need some more energy, if you need some focus, we have Flow. For let me tell you, Apex is been a godsend. And I'm telling you right now, guys, we got a special over there. If you use the promo code WASTED, use the promo code WASTED in capital letters and receive 15% off your order. Go on over there, show them the power of the Wasted Talent Army, and let them know Wasted Talent sent y'all, man. My dog, yo. People don't hey, thank you, Hug. Thank you, brother. I'm getting after it, bro. People don't realize turnovers are drive killers. And if each team gets 4 possessions in the first half, now that team is getting 7. And if you don't throw 3 in the, and bro, that's the thing. They turn a lot of those points and they turned them turnovers into points, bro. You suck the air out of the team when you turn the ball over, bro. You suck the air out of the team. Bodega said, use the discount code GOUT. Get the fuck. Yo, you about to get blocked, yo. Said Indy beat us with, yeah. Yo, like, bro, they beat us with Jeff Saturday, head coach, bro. And look, for me, dog, and I know, dog, like, I hate to even admit this, bro. I'll be happy if they're over 500 too, bro. Like, real shit. Like, that's all I wanted this season, because I know it takes time to build when you don't got a young quarterback. When you don't got a young quarterback, bro, and you're still trying to fill a roster out with talent on the offensive, it's an offensive league. This is a defensive-led football team, and this is a team that does not have a lot of depth. They don't have a lot of great front-end starters. What we had this year was we had a situation where a lot of things needed to go right for us to do well, and that has not happened. And I missed some supers. I'm sorry. Let me get back, yo. My guy James, man. There is a deep Super Bowl seek not to get a quarterback in the draft. God bless Pinky and Dead Ass. Shout out to my guy, the master crop duster, James Williams, for the $5 slapper Rooney. Mark says, can anyone tell me where the senior center is? Guys from there talking tough to me online, and I want to see if they're about that life. Look, Mark Sanchez, yo. Look, man, you got to chill, Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez is out there trying to clean up senior citizens, bro. Listen, bro, that is a disgrace. It is a disgrace, Mark Sanchez. What the F is wrong with you? Mother, joke out there fighting old men. My guy G Money. When you think about it, we've never had a real rebuild. Never burned it all to the ground with a full youth movement. You have to rebuild properly. G Money, like, bro, if we're being honest, right? This is a full rebuild. This is a full rebuild without being active in free agency and the draft, because next year is the year. Because if you really look at it, yo, how many players on this team? There's 4 players that maybe just 3 that you just can't lose, right? Max, and people are saying to trade Max, and I saw it, you know, there's a rumor about him being traded to 49ers. I think that's the worst thing that you can do. I think that is I think that is stupid at this point, right? Like, you trade Max if you have a situation where, like, say for instance, there's a generational quarterback and you need to move up. Then you think about it, right? You don't trade him, especially now, right? In a situation where, yo, if you keep him and you do your job in free agency, you can add to him. You don't want to, like, just suck the soul out of the building like Pinky. My guy, Heat Check. Bro, did you say Gino said you got to ask them when asked if he feels like his teammates got his back? That man is not a leader at all, and it's all about himself. But look, bro, you got to ask yourself something, yo. You don't think that there's something a little strange about the Ike and Pele situation back when he was with the Jets when he was younger? That man got his jaw broken, and nobody stood up for him. Bro, when I played Pop Warner, you couldn't touch the quarterback. So there you are. Every quarterback is not a leader, even though every quarterback should be. This is the reason why when people think like, oh, well, Gino going to be our guy for the next few years, I don't think so, bro. I don't think so, bro. I think that, yo, we need to stop with the Band-Aids. And no disrespect to Gino. He's a talented guy. He could play in this league. But, yo, he's not our guy. I think we need our guy. I think we need our guy. And I think that we need him at a time where we have the money to support that. I've always felt like when DC was drafted, we were headed in the right direction, but Mark had to move and he couldn't stay in Oakland. And when he had to move, he had to do what he had to do from a financial standpoint, and the rebuild stopped right then and there. They say Raiders rebuilding since 2003. Well, yeah. Yeah, bro, listen. When you talk about, okay, 2003 and the Raiders situation is unique to a lot of people. It's unique. It's very unique. The Raiders issue is this, yo, man. If there's no money flowing in, the product on the field isn't going to be good. Money is the root to all evil, bruh. And money is also the root to all success in the National Football League. If you don't have no money flowing in, it is hard for you to win. And the money just started flowing now. Telling you right now. So, yo, listen. Let's get into this, right? Let's get into this, man. This whole Pete Carroll throwing Chip Kelly under the bus, man. Look, I think it's needed, but I think that Pete needs to place a little blame at the feet of Geno Smith, man. He does, man. And I think that, going forward, bro, that like if, and this is just my metric, and I said this earlier, yo, if Geno throws an interception, bro, early, Chip needs to bench him. And he needs to, not Chip, but Pete needs to bench him. And maybe you might come back to him in the next game, but bench him, because guess what? If Kenny Pickett goes out there and plays bad, the nation got the answer. Yo, he's dog shit too. So he ain't going to help us. So you might as well play Geno, fuck it. But if Geno leaves the door open for this, bro, that's what he get. That's what he get, bro. You can't leave the door open like that. You got to slam that door shut this week against the Titans and win this football game and play well. Sadly, we wasted DC, and it's feeling like we're going to waste Max's prime too. I don't think Max is going to waste his prime. Shout out to my dog, OGDA. The new Raider way is we trade Max, get 3 first-round picks that turn out to be bust, and Max wins the Super Bowl with another team he's traded to. Bro, oh, my God. I would be sick to my stomach if that happened, bro. I'll be sick to my stomach, bro. Sick to my damn stomach, yo. Yeah, man. Look, yeah, bro. And please, yo. Look, I told y'all already. That thank you, Hug. Appreciate you, dog. Waste. I would cut my big toe off and my left toe for a top 10 franchise QB for a 10-year run. That is the level of my love for this team. Listen, Rudy, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I feel you, bro. I feel you. But Rudy, I don't think anybody wants your big toe, bro. Like nobody in the history, like what the F is wrong? Nobody wants your big toe, bro. What the F is wrong with you? Shut your lame ass. F is wrong with you, Rudy? Nobody wants your rigor mortis toes. The F is wrong with you, Rudy. To get blocked. Yo, what happened to Geno at the Hawks versus him now? He got the yips like a golfer and kickers get it. Is it the scheme, or is he coming back to earth and he's trash? Like, bro, look, man. You are your habits. You are your habits, bro. I tell my kids that all the time. You are your habits. Bro, one of the reasons why, like, and look, I'm a dad brag right now, right? One of the reasons why my wife and I are successful with our children so far is because we have enforced that with them. You are your habits. Yo, if you're not studying, you're not putting the work in constantly, you're not going to be successful. This is something that I've always stood on, right? If I'm nothing else, I am consistent. I am a good friend. I am a good husband. I'm a terrific son. And I am a damn great father, right? I am consistent. I'm a hard worker, right? So these are the things, yo, you are your habits. And it comes out in everything you do, right? If you expect and demand excellence and you're consistent and you're willing to put the work in, you'll be successful at whatever you do. But that's what you got to be able to do. You have to be successful and you have to put the work in and you got to be consistent. And the one thing about Geno that he is not is consistent. Revision to this mean is the real thing. Geno had a tasty little run in Seattle, but he's a journeyman QB. And that's the thing, bro. And this is what people got to realize. When you have a Band-Aid or a journeyman quarterback or middle of the road quarterback, the reason why they're not superstars is because they don't keep going up. That play don't keep going up. Just when you think you saw the best of Patrick Mahomes, you don't. Just when you think you saw the best of Josh Allen, you don't see it. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. But with a player like Geno Smith, those ebbs and those flows, you get them peaks and them valleys. And right now we in the valley. Consistency means everything. Like with this gym thing. Yo, it was a time in my life I was in great shape and I was consistent. I would get up every morning and I would do 2 a days, right? Then I started podcasting and it's like, you know, being up 10, 11 at night, doing shows with the guys, and, you know, and not really, I'm more so focusing on this, right? Because this is super important, right? But yo, you got to be consistent, bro. Geno has never been consistent, bro. He's just not, and he's never going to be. And I'm going to be honest with you, bro. I just hope that the valleys aren't too low. If the peak don't get super high, that's cool. We just need it to be like this. When the valley go low, 1 interception. All right, let me get my shit together. Let me stop the bleeding, baby. Maybe a 2 interception game, but you can't have 3 out of the 5 games where you're throwing 3 picks. Bo Rock says the attitude reflects leadership, and our leadership is bad. What I think you have is you can't serve 2 masters, right? So when you talk about from the offensive side of the ball, right, you have a head coach who's an alpha, and you have a Chip Kelly who has been a head coach in his league. I don't always think that is the best mixture, bro. You say 2 days is wild. No, yo, I'm talking about going back to the old football shit. Huh? I used to get up in the morning. I would get up at 4:30. I'd be at the gym at 5 a.m. I would work out. I'd be to work at 7 in the morning. I'd work all day. And if I didn't work overtime, I would come home, take a shower, go to the gym at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I stay in the gym till like 6, 7 o'clock at night. My little brother's doing that now. My brother is, he looks great, man, my little brother. My little brother's on my ass to get back on that kind of time with him. But yeah, man, 2 days, bro. If we get mopped by the Titans, I will absolutely fire sell everyone for except Bowers and Genty and JPJ. Max deserves more, but if he's willing to stay, I don't see a reason to sell Max. Like, why? Right? Like the way that you build a team is how, right? Quarterback, pass rusher, left tackle. We got a pretty decent left tackle. He's hurt, right? You got the pass rusher. You got him. He's young. And really, the Raiders got him for a fucking a steal. But moreover, and more so than anything, Max Crosby is the kind of player, he's not just a pass rusher, bro. He is the heart and soul of this organization that's in his prime. I think that you would do more damage by trading Max than trying to build around him. And that's my personal opinion. He hasn't really been. Now, if he starts getting hurt and stuff like that, then that's different, right? But that's not what I see, bro. And if the coaching is divided, right, what I will hope Pete Carroll would do, and I'm not going to sit up here and throw that out. That's just me using deductive reasoning. I don't have a dog in the show. I don't know what's going on right there. I can ask, but I don't know. But what I would tell you is, I don't care. And I know this is Mark Davis's money, so I don't want to play around with nobody money, right? But if Chip Kelly is holding back the progress, then get him the fuck out of here. Get him out of here. Because, yo, you can't serve two masters. You can't. But everybody keeps saying a full. What exactly constitutes a full rebuild? For you to rebuild a football team, that doesn't mean that anybody that has any talent, any redeemable value needs to go. A rebuild means that, yo, you're committed to me to build and get a quarterback. And once you get the quarterback, you build around him. I think a quarterback is the foundation of any great team. That commitment has not been made by the Raiders, bro. They thought they were going to be able to go out on a used car lot and go get a car that's 5 years old and put some rims on it and get it detailed and kind of sneak through, right? But, yo, they always say something. A Chrysler 300 looks like a Bentley until a Bentley pull up next to it. That's what the fuck's going on right now, yo. That's what's going on right now. Yo, Apex is the shiznit. It is the shiznittle bam snip snip snap. But that's the problem, y'all. So you don't got to get rid of everybody. Yo, he said, it's amazing you find the strength to do this when the Raiders are playing like this. Lesser men would have jumped ship. I'll never jump ship on my team. I love my team. The Raiders are a love of mine. The Raiders, and talking to Raiders, is, like I said, man, look, yo, salute to everybody out there, bro. Salute to the guys that do this for a living, bro. I commend you. Salute. Wasted Talent does this because I love it. And yo, do I make money off of this? Sometimes, yes, I do. But it's never enough money to really affect my bottom line. You know what I'm saying? It really doesn't. I actually lose money when I podcast because I really should be at work working overtime, which I've been doing a lot lately, right? I got a kid in college. So, you know, I lose money. Real rap. I lose money when I podcast. Am I saving my body and stuff like that? Yeah. But this is a love for me, first and foremost. And that's me. You know what I'm saying? I can't speak for nobody else, man. I can't speak for nobody else. But for me, this is a love, yo. It has also become a business too, but it's more of a love than that. You know, I've gained some great allies, some friendships from this, bro. But what I'll tell you is this, yo. This is a love for me, and I'm not going nowhere. Where could you find Apex? On menoforder.com. George Cortinez, menoforder.com. That is where Apex lives. Use the promo code WASTED. Go on menoforder.com, R. Gonzalez, Cortinez. Use WASTED. It is 15% off. 15% off. Excellent product, man. Go on there and check it out, y'all. Yo, it's funny, Wasted, because us fans leads pissed off, but can't wait to watch them play the next week. And that's the thing, bro. Just Raiders, baby. You got to get that bread, my guy. I'm glad you do it for the love. Man, but at the end of the day, same, my guy. You know, that's the fact, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. Yo, my bad, Rudy. Do your thing, bro. My bad, Rudy. I'm sorry, bro. But yo, this right here, bro, this ain't this Raider shit. Hey, yo, my guy SVG Raider is right, bro. Yeah, Union Life, bro. This shit ain't for the faint of heart, bro. This shit ain't for the faint of heart, bro. Like this shit, it takes somebody that really loves this shit to come on here. And yo, even the guys that do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you gotta love this, bro, to come here every day and to deal with this shit. It's rough, bro. It's rough, man. It's rough. It's rough. But guess what? I'm built for it. I'm built for it, y'all. Yo, salute to y'all, man. Yo, yes, Red, you damn right, Leaky T. The Yankees are winning the World Series. It's not gonna cure it all, but the Raiders are winning the World Series. The Raiders ain't the Yankees win the World Series. The Raiders gonna win a bowl in a couple years, man. I gotta believe it. But Joe, man, listen. Love every single one of y'all, man. We gonna get out of here. It's at an hour and 15. I'm about to go tap in with the family, man. Y'all enjoy. We are going to be. I'm gonna go watch, the ALDS. And guess what, man? Everybody keeps saying we need a full rebuild. We are in the throes of a rebuild. We in the throes of a rebuild, y'all. But stay tuned. Stay tuned, y'all. Look, much love, Raider Nation. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna be breaking down the Titans. Right, we're gonna be back at y'all. We're gonna do Wake Up with Wasted. We're gonna do the post-game show. I'm gonna be on JT the Brick tomorrow. On the radio show, Raider Fan Radio. We got some other things cooking this week. I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but we're gonna be cooking with some people all over Raider Nation, bro. I hope y'all tap in and support, man. Salute to everybody. Salute to my peoples, man, or everybody out there. Salute to all my dogs, man. My dog SVG, man. SVG, my dog. I think I bumped into SGV today, man. I do. That's my dog, man. Appreciate you, man. Yo, keep pulling up. We gonna put in the work, man. And yo, we gonna let that speak for itself, man. Salute to everybody out there. Much love in the chat, yo. Much love to all my brothers that's doing content and doing their thing, man. Salute, y'all. Peace. And I'm out of here. And look, yo, make sure y'all pull up on the JT the Brick show tomorrow. We will be over there. I'm gonna be giving, my take on what's going on, man. So salute, y'all. Peace, man. I'm out of here.